snow, nor Charky could keep George from watching his favorite band, Lobos de Plata, perform in Endless Park.
Gracias. Thank you so much. And now, I'd like to ask if George would come on stage and play with us. You, yes, our #1 fan. Come on up.
Hola, George. I have a drum for you.
Hit it, Marco.
Every weekend after that, George couldn't wait to play with the band. Until one day...
Sorry, but the bandstand had to come down. It was old and unsafe.
George felt bad for Marco and his other friends in the band. He decided he'd better go warn them right away. Except, he had no idea where they lived. George did know that they sometimes played in the Plaza del Sol subway station. He decided he'd look for them there. George was at Endless Park. Plaza del Sol was the next stop. So all he had to do was take the subway uptown. This was Plaza del Sol, all right. But the band wasn't here. Maybe they were upstairs somewhere. George had never seen or smelled a street as interesting as this.
Is that you, George? What are you doing here? I think you're saying that they took down our bandstand. I know. We were sad when they told us, and I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know where you lived. This is where I live. Hey, do you want to have lunch? My mom is making tacos and burritos.
A hungry monkey never refuses an invitation to eat tacos and burritos, even if he didn't know what they are.
The tacos have meat. The burritos are vegetable and cheese wrapped in a tortilla. Buen provecho.
That's my mom, Maritza, and you know my dad, Luis, and my uncle Felix, and my sister Cecilia.
Marco tells me you're feeling sad about the bandstand, George. We are sad too.
Yeah. We tried playing in the street this morning, but it was too noisy.
It's worse than the subway.
It was nice to have a place where people could actually hear our music.
Eating great food, talking about music, it reminded George of the last time he'd been at Pescetti's.
Do you have a place in mind, George, where people can hear us?
Excuse me, coming through.
Excuse me, Giorgio. Isn't it great? Everyone has come to hear the band.
Pescetti's might be fine for a man with a violin who could go up to each table to be heard, but it wasn't working for a whole entire band. George and Marco decided to find a place that wasn't crowded or noisy.
You live here? Hola, perro.
George really hoped the lobby would work. That way, he could hear the band all the time.
So you think if we sound good in here, then the whole band will sound good?
To George's surprise, they didn't sound good. They sounded sort of muffled. Except to Hundley. George thought they'd sound less muffled at the zoo. There weren't any curtains or carpets. But the lions were a little loud. There were no lions or carpets at the railway station, and the room was big enough for a band. Too big. The high ceiling made it difficult to hear the music. The bridge reminded George of the bandstand, but it was a little too echoey.
Okay, so we need a room big enough for the band, but not too big, a high ceiling, but not too high, and no lions or carpets or waiters.
Hi, George. And hello, friend of George's.
Hola.
Are you coming to the opening tonight? Marvels of the Maya. It's our biggest archaeological exhibit ever. There'll be food and lots of people. Bring your friends.
Lots of people? Was Marco thinking what George was thinking?
Yes?
Do you think you might want some music tonight? My family has a band.
Music? Oh, fantastic idea. 7 o'clock. See you then.
Wow, this is huge!
Hi there. Thanks so much for coming. Play anywhere you want. Adios.
Hey, maybe we should just play right here.
George is right. This room is too big. And this is like George's lobby. Too much carpet.
The food court reminded them of Piscetti's. Once again, the lions were too loud. Finally, next to the T-Rex, the band found a perfect spot.
Nice. Is it the dinosaur that makes it sound so good?
George knew it wasn't the dinosaur. It was the size of the room, no carpet on the floor, and the height of the ceiling.
This is a little tune we wrote called Hooray for George.
He's furry, he's sweet, quite light on his feet. He's got a smile for you and an hola for me. We don't know what he'll say, but he'll brighten your day. With a big monkey grin, well, he can show you the way. So hooray for George, bravo, viva. You clap and I'll sing, let's make the song really swing. So hooray for George, bravo, viva. Nothing beats a spunky that a monkey can bring. He likes all our songs and he bounces along. We have so much fun that we can hardly go wrong. So when it's time to play, we give a great big hooray! He's our #1 fan and we all want to say hooray for George, bravo, viva. You clap and I'll sing, let's make the song really swing. So hooray for George, bravo, viva. Nothing beats a spunky that a monkey can bring. Nothing beats a spunky that a monkey can bring. Nothing beats a spunky that a monkey can bring.
All right. Hey, where can we see you play next?
We don't really have a place to play. Not since they tore down the bandstand.
Hold it, hang on. This band is unique. If George is your #1 fan, then I'm your #2, which is why I've just decided to build a new bandstand. And I'd like you to perform on opening day.
Really? Okay, it's a deal.
Thank you, and welcome to the all-new glass bandstand. Please welcome Lobos de Plata. Hit it, George.
Thanks to the new bandstand, Lobos de Plata sounded great, even when Huntley joined in. It was George's first spring day back in the country. And already, he was starring in a movie.
Hiya, Mr. Rankins.
Hi, Bill. George.
Okay, George, you go in first and see if there are any baby ducks running around. I'll follow with my camcorder. This will make a great scene for my science project about baby animals. This is Bill, bringing you baby ducks, live from the Rankins barn. Hey! We're in luck! The ducklings haven't hatched yet. They're still inside their eggs. Sure, George. Look. You and me and other mammals come into the world as babies. But birds, ducks for example, come as eggs. Yep, Dumpling's babies will hatch from these eggs as long as she sits on them to keep them warm. Sprouts on her, George. If she doesn't sit on them, they'll get cold and never hatch. Oh, my battery died. I'll have to get another one. Don't let the eggs hatch without me, okay?
Where was Dumpling going? She was supposed to be keeping her eggs warm. The eggs were still warm, but if Dumpling didn't come back soon... George decided that if Dumpling wasn't going to sit on her eggs, he'd have to do it. Carefully. Well, sitting on a nest, hatching eggs, is actually pretty boring.
Thanks for loaning me a battery, sir.
No problem. I think that's great you're filming a duck hatching. No!
This I've got to get on tape. Bill here, bringing you a first. A city kid sitting on a nest of duck eggs.
George, why are you sitting on a nest of duck eggs?
It
looks like he's trying to keep Dumpling's eggs warm.
Wow!
I don't believe it. A duck is hatching right before my very eyes. On camera.
Mr. and Mrs. Rankins, you don't want to miss this. Your ducks are hatching.
We'll be right there.
You saw it here, folks. A city kid hatched a duckling.
Well, look at that.
All the eggs are hatching.
Oh, it thinks you're its mother, George.
Yeah, you better get that tyke back to his nest so he can get to know his duck mom.
There's the proud mother, Dumpling Duck. And here's the fourth duckling being reunited with its family.
Did the duckling think George was its mother?
George, what are you... Hey! No. Oh, be careful, little fellow.
George had to set this duckling straight. His mother was a duck, not a monkey.
Maybe we'd better go home, George.
I'm sure your little duckling will be a regular duck family member by tomorrow.
Don't worry, George, your duckling will adapt. This is Bill, signing off until tomorrow.
The next morning, George was eager to see how his duckling was doing with his new duck family.
Here we are, on day 2 of the Duckling Chronicles. Look at that! The fourth duckling is with its... Oops, spoke too soon. The duckling still thinks George is its mother.
George had to show the duckling that monkeys are one thing and ducks are another.
You make an excellent duckling, George.
This was getting nowhere. George decided to try another approach.
Farmer Life magazine? How is that going to help?
George wanted to show the duckling that in a typical duck family, there aren't any monkeys. That wasn't working either. Maybe if George showed him how to act, the duckling would get the idea.
It looks like George is trying the make like a duck maneuver. Uh-oh. Hooray for the dumpling! Oh, I should get this on tape. You're watching Dumpling Duck saving her baby like only a mother duck can. And so, the ducklings were brought together by this daring rescue and by the kid from the city who helped to hatch them.
Fantastic.
This is Bill and the City Kid. Bringing you one totally happy ending.